Welcome back to this channel. This is Unfiltered Forex with me, Clement. And in this video, we'll be talking about, or rather, I'll be showing you the data visualization part of Journal 2024. All right, let's get into it. We're going to be using Power BI. If you don't have the app, you can just download it from the Microsoft Store. It's free. Now that we're here, we're going to start with the blank report. Okay, so this is what you're going to see first. Um, the first thing I usually do, even before I begin pulling the data from my spreadsheet, is to change the layout. So you want the page size to be the same as the size of your screen, and also this white is very bright. It affects my eyes when I'm working for long hours. So I have changed this. Just go here. You can see format your report page and then page information, page 1. Yeah, that's okay. Canvas settings. Now here is where you set the size you want. Select custom and then select my screen size, which is 1080 1920. That's the one. Vertical alignment, middle. And then background, choose the same color, or rather just something a bit darker. Then wallpaper, this is now the wallpaper. I'm going to choose something like that. That's good enough. All right, so now you're supposed to begin adding the data. You can just click here and then go to your desktop where you save the Excel file, and here it is, 2024 journal Excel worksheet. Click that, open. This is what you're going to see. So tick this box and then yeah, this is where we are now. Now you can either load or transform the data. Just click load. Here it is. Here's your data sets, and you can see all the rows or the columns here. These are all the column names. All right, so even before we begin the visualization part, remember there was some issues with our data set that we were supposed to rectify at this point before we start the visualization. Now let me show you how to do this. So you go up here, transform data. Up here, click that one. The Power Query editor is going to pop up in a separate window. Right now, this is where you can edit, or rather just modify your data set to fit a kind of all right, or rather just to fill the empty spaces and even to add new columns before you get to the visualization part. Okay, so now you're going to start filling in these blank spaces. Right, so filling in like this PSL column, you can see it's either yes or no. If it's null, it's automatically a no, so that's a blank space. To fill this, just right click one of the empty cells, then replace values. Value to find null, replace with no. Yeah, you can now see all of them have been, all the blank spaces have been replaced with no. So now the PSL column is either yes or no. And then you can also see on the best entry part, this is also null. All right. So what you can do with this column is you can either convert it to a time column, because this is time, this is best entry time, and you can either convert it to a time column and then leave the empty cells blank, or just use it as a text column and then leave all the other cells empty. Right. So for this one, I'll leave it as it is for now. Later, when we come to use the best entry column in our visualizations, that's when I'll have to come back here and rectify some issues. All right, so even before we go so far, remember there's a time column here, entry time. Yeah, you have to convert this entry time into now a time, because this is this is this column is being interpreted as a whole number. So if you want it to be interpreted as a time column, there are some modifications you have to do. Right, first you can see this is 24-hour format. So you have to add the semicolons here. Let me show you. Right click on the column name and then change type, right? Change type. This is now you change the column type. You can either select time, date, but when you select time, it's not going to be processed correctly because as you can see, this is a 24-hour format. So you have to go down here using local. All right, data type. Now this is where you select time and then sample input values. You select a time input that's the same as yours. Because it's 24 hours, you can just select any as chosen Uganda because it was the nearest, and you can see now 14 semicolon 45. That's the sample input value, or this one, right? But even before we go on with this one, you can already see it may bring up some errors because our data set here doesn't have the semicolons. So let's just do this and then I can show you how to correct it. Click OK because all of them are errors. So just come back here, applied steps, and the most recent step, you can just click X and now it's back to how it was. So now let me show you how to add the semicolons for all of these ones. All right. So first of all, you can see all the entries end with a 00, except a few, but most of them they end with a 00. So to add the semicolon, just click replace values. Value to find is 00. Replace that with a semicolon or a colon and then the 00. If it shows you this error, it means the enter a number value. So again here, it means the column here is being interpreted as whole numbers and you have to change that before you continue. So click cancel and then just click this icon here and then it's supposed to be text. Convert this to a text column, right? Now once it's a text column, you can go on with the previous operation. So value to find 00, replace with colon 00. You can see all of them have been replaced. Now the colon is there. Now you have to go checking for entries like this. This is 1629 and there are others. There may be others, not 29, but if it's 30, for example, it may bring some issues. Yeah. Or is it? Yeah, this is 1630. So yeah. Also for 29 and 30, you have to correct that. Just click replace values 29 colon 00. Right. Right. It's fixed. And then again, remember there was also the 30. So replace values, value to find 30, replace with colon 30. Wait. There's a mistake I've made somewhere. Yeah, this part where I was replacing 29. The DAX code is here. DAX is the coding language used in Excel and in Power BI. It's called DAX, and you can see the code here. So if you made a mistake, like you can see I did here, where I replaced 29 with 00 by mistake, I can just edit this code here and click 29 and enter. Now it's fixed. Yeah, now you can see the 29 here is back. So now this column, you can convert it to a time column because now all the entries now have the colon. Okay, even before I move on, in case you happen to change the entry and then you notice it's going to have some issues, let's just do that. Change type using local time and then just Uganda. Yeah, 1445. You can see now they have the columns, so it should work. Yeah, you can see all the entries have been converted to time format. Right now, go checking to see if there is an error in this one. There's an error here. This is row 116. Let's move on and see if there are any other errors. There are no other errors. This row 116 is the only error. So instead of canceling this step, you can just go back to the previous step without canceling the whole operation. Yeah. Now we're back, and then go to row 116, the one that had an error, and see how the entry was 116. The cell is 20. Yeah, it's supposed to be 2000 hours, meaning it's 8 p.m. So we have to fix this one. Replace values. Yeah, insert, then replace with. Now you input the correct time, 2000 hours. Okay, and then now go forward, and you're going to see it's fixed, right? This was 116. Yeah, you can see it's 8 p.m. Yeah, that's how we do it, right? Okay, so now that part is done. The entry time is now processed as time column, and then the month. Okay, there was no necessary changes needed to be made here, maybe except for the date column, because these are individual dates and they are not totals in any way. Because this is 25th January and it was on a Thursday, it's not 25 like a quantitative kind of thing. So you have to change that to a text format. Text, yeah, text, time, duration. Yeah, this is numbers because this is 4 hours, 1 hour, 1 hour. Yeah, it's useful to tell you the average time you take in a trade. Then also the news column, you can remember there were so many blanks here because we decided to record no we decided to avoid recording the news releases. So with this blank cells, you can just right click, replace values, value to find null, replace with no. Yeah, now all the empty cells have been filled with no. Right. Moving on with the PSL column, remember we already fixed that. The best entry column, we've said we'll have to postpone that for later. Then outcome cell, outcome type entry point, no rectifications are needed here. Okay, now remember I was supposed to add another column here to show the trade direction. Like you can see if it's day open and it's buy, the extra column here. Okay, not the day open, the day high and its sell. The extra column here should show that this was a reversal, right? For this one, I'll show you how I'm going to treat it, this first one, but for these second ones, because they are the majority, sell at the day high, that's supposed to be a reversal. Buy day low, that's also reversal. Buy at the day high, can see them. Okay, reversal, continuations, all that is supposed to be fit in a separate column. So if you want to add a new column, a new conditional column that's based on one or more conditions of these other columns, you just go up here on the top left, add column, and then there's here conditional column. All right, that, then column name, trade direction. If column name we're going with type equals by, then output. Okay, you can see there we need two conditions, but there's only one condition here, so we'll have to write our own code to produce the kind of column we want. So just put anything here. Let's for example say reversal. This is just for reference, right? In fact, let's just put R, because we're going to have to change this code entirely. All right. Yeah. Now you can see there's a new column here called trade direction, and we have to fix these entries. Now we have to put it such that if it's a sell and it's a day high, it should be reversal, right? So how do you do that? You can see, like I showed you, this is the tax code you need to modify above here. So replace value 5 to direction. You can put this in a new line. each if type by. Now, because there are two conditions you're supposed to add, then you just write and each if type by, and the column now you want entry entry point, this column entry point is equals to by at the day low. For example, by at the day low, that's a reversal. So let's write day low, then write this one in full. Put this in a new line because we're going to add a couple more. So and then you click enter and see, yeah, you can see now it has been updated. If it's by day low reversal, by day low reversal. So now we need to fix these other ones. For example, sell day high. This is also a reversal. If you're selling at the day's high, that's going to be a reversal. All right, let's do that. Even before you continue, you can just copy this part that you have already written and then just paste it down here, and then you can now modify this entry. So if it's sell and the entry point is day high, then reversal, that's also a reversal. Yeah, you can see they have been filled. Now if it's a sell at the day high, it's also a reversal, right? So now we'll have to go with to the continuation part, right? You can just copy this whole elif statement, then and paste it below. Once you've done that, now you can change the entries. Now, for example, if it's a sell at the day low, then that's a continuation. Just hit enter and see. Yeah, there are now continuations here. Sell at the day low, continuation. Yeah, it's the opposite for now the buy entries. If type is buy, the entry point is at the day high. If you're buying at the day high, that's a continuation. You can see buy day high, continuation. That's done. Now we have to go for these other ones: day higher low, sell, and entry point day HL. Then let me go to the chart to show you how you are supposed to classify this one. Okay, or rather how I'm classifying this one in my system. So you go just open TradingView and to see something. Yeah, I had a loss here. So we're looking for sell. We're looking for sell and day is higher low. Let's look for a higher low. Let me not use our previous trade. Let me just use one that's already there. So let's go. Higher low is what's found when price is climbing upwards. All right. So let me look for a nice one. Okay, this is not a very nice one, but I think I'll just use it. So we're here. Focus on this part, right? This is where the day has begun, right? And the low was formed here, and there was a higher low here, and price continued, right? So there was this low, and then there was a higher low. So if you are buying at the higher low, you are trading a continuation of the intraday trend, right? This is a low, this is a higher low, meaning price is going upwards for this day. So if you're buying at the higher low, it means you are trading a continuation. The opposite is also true. If you are selling at the higher low, it means you expect a reversal of the intraday trend, right? So that's how you do it. That's how you are able to determine if an entry at the higher low is a continuation you're trying to catch or a reversal. All right, let's go back. So sell day higher low, that's a reversal, right? And then let's just copy this. Sell at the no, now this is supposed to be buy. If you're buying at the day higher low, then you're trading a continuation. Let's run that first. Yeah, you can see buy day higher low. That's a continuation. Yeah, also sell day higher low. That's a reversal. There are only two possible trade directions. It's either you're trading a reversal or a continuation, right? I don't do consultations. So now there's the lower highs. The lower highs is the opposite of the higher lows. Let me first write the query. So if type is buy and entry point is the day lower high, then now if you want to know which is which, you can just look at the charts again and now go for a place where the price was falling. Let me see if I can get a good day. Good day for such an example. Let me use this day. This is Monday. So price started falling and this was the high of the day. And it came and formed a lower high and then continued to fall. So if you are selling at the lower high, you are trading a continuation of the intraday trend. Lower high, you're trading the continuation. If you're buying at the lower high, you're trading a reversal, meaning you expect this whole down momentum of the day to be wiped out. So if you're buying at the day's lower high, you are expecting a reversal, but if you're selling at the day's lower high, you are expecting a continuation. Okay, continuation of the intraday trend. Not it's not a reversal of this mini momentum. No, continuation of the intraday trend if you're selling here, but if you are buying, you are trading a reversal of the intraday trend, meaning you expect the whole bearish momentum to be wiped out. Okay, now let's go back and write that. So if you're buying at the day's lower high, then that's a reversal. And if you're selling at the day's lower high, this is lower high, then continuation. Yeah, if you're selling at the day's lower high, you're trading a continuation. Hit enter. Yeah, you can see they have been filled. Now we have very few blank cells. Now the very few ones are day open. So just come here, new line. If type is buy and the entry point is day open, that means price was flat on the day. Yeah, and it's done flat. Now you can scroll through to make sure there are no empty cells. And yeah, due to that, you can see there are no empty cells. Every trade you took has been classified either as a reversal or a continuation or the flat ones, right? With that, now I think I'm done with the Power Query editor, right? This one, remember I said we're not going to do this at this time. All right. Is there something else I'm forgetting? I don't think there is. So now we can save changes and exit. If you want to save changes, just go here above top left, home, and then you can either click close and apply or apply, right? I prefer to click close and apply because I am through with that editor now. Yeah, now it's done. You can see there is a column of trade direction that's been added here. Now with the visualization, right? This is the easiest part. And I don't remember if I showed you or rather if I told you, but yeah, this is the easiest part with the visualizations. So you can just begin by pressing or rather clicking any visual you want to see. For example, let's start by viewing the most profitable months. Click that. Now this is it. And you can see there are entries here. So if you want to view the most profitable month, the x-axis, of course, that's where you add the month, performance by month. X-axis, that's where you add the month, and then on the y-axis, that's where you add the outcomes, right? And the legend, now this is where you split the outcomes. Outcomes. Yeah, now you can see it's here. Break even, loss, win. It's very small. We can just make them slightly bigger if you want to, but okay, even before we do that, you can zoom in, right? And zoom in on the page and see break even, loss, win, right? Count of outcome by month. So on February, okay, as you can see, like it was supposed to be the case. I started recording the break-even outcomes since July. So in the first half of the year, you're not going to see any break-even outcomes. You see, this is January, March, April, May, February. Yeah, there are no break-even outcomes here. But when you come to July through to November, there is a light blue column for the break event. Yeah, and this is usually an interactive chart, meaning you can see the specific wins are going to pop up as you scroll, or rather as you move your cursor over the bars. Also, I'll show you later how to add the markers on these columns, just to get an overview of what's happening with every month. All right, so that's it. That's how you make a visual. And now, later I'll show you how to arrange these columns in chronological order. Not this column, but rather these months in chronological order, because the first one is supposed to be January and the last one is supposed to be November. Yeah, later I'll show you how to do that. But for now, just see that's how you do it. It's going to arrange itself in order of most entries. That's by default. So July, that's when you took the most trades. These are almost 27. Yeah, 27, 29. And yeah, you can clearly see January is the month that had the most wins. These are 7 wins. And the month with the most losses, I think it's February. February or July. Yeah, it's July with 19 losses. That's the month with the most losses. July 19. That's it for now. Let's go to another visual. Don't spend too much time on one thing. Something else you can visualize is the day, the day of the week, right? For this one, you can use a stacked bar chart, and then on the y-axis, that's now where you're going to have your day, and the x-axis, that's where you have the columns. So y-axis, day, and then on the x-axis, that's where you have the outcomes, and then you split or rather filter the outcomes in order of, yeah. So now you can see. Let's make this big for some time. So now you can see the break-even, losses and wins, right? Later I'll show you how to change the colors, but for now I just want you to understand how easy it is to make the visuals and which ones you can start with. So you can clearly see Thursday, this is Friday. Friday is actually it's Wednesday. Wednesday is the day with the most wins. Yeah, there are 12 wins on Wednesday. The day with the fewest wins is Monday. There are only 2 wins on Mondays. And the day with the most losses is Friday with 41 losses. Another one is Thursday with 36 losses. And this is an improvement, honestly, because I remember last year there were so many losses on Monday and Tuesday. And that's when I decided to rather change my system and say I'm not going to be trading on Mondays and Tuesdays as much as I was. All right. I don't know if you can get that file. Let me see. Should be it. Yeah, here is my 2023 performance, and you can see, yeah, this day of the week, this one here. You can see on Monday there were so many losses, and actually my day of the week, the most losses last year was Tuesday with 35 losses with only 8 wins to show for it. So I decided to drastically reduce the amount of trades I take on Mondays and on Tuesdays because of these very low win rates, right? Yeah. Last year, Wednesday was the second best day of the week with the most wins, and Friday was the best. But this year, as you have seen, the day of the week with the most wins is Wednesday with 12, and followed by, yeah, Friday and Thursday coming with a tie of 10 wins each. So that's it. As you can see, yeah, there are very many trades that I did not take on Tuesdays and on Mondays just for that reason. Like if you see an opportunity and it's on a Monday, it's best you ignore it because you can see the win rate is very low. And also on Tuesdays, if you see an opportunity it's best you ignore it because the wins are very few to show for the kind of risk you'll be taking, right? Later, I'll show you on a quantitative basis how to actually view the win ratios for each of these days of the week. Also, later I'll show you how to arrange these ones in chronological order because the first one is supposed to be Monday and Friday is supposed to be the last one. All right, now that that is done, can minimize it, and then we can go to another one. You can view by instrument. All right, let me see. You can again use the stacked bar charts and view to see which one is your most and least profitable instrument. Actually, let's use the clustered one. So on the y-axis, that's where you have the instrument. Then on the x-axis, that's where you have the outcomes. Then you filter that by the outcomes, right? Yeah. So now you can see clearly. I trade only four instruments: Euro USD, US 30, NASA 100, and gold. And you can see the one with the most wins and the one with the most losses. Unsurprisingly, the one with the most wins is also the one with the most losses, which is usually the case. You can see we had 37 losses on Euro USD and 14 wins. So you had 14 good setups and 37 bad ones. This is what does this mean? 14, 37, 14, 2, 3. It's slightly over 2. For every win, there's like 1 point, okay, not 1, 2 point something losses. And considering that the risk reward ratio is usually 8 and above, that makes it profitable in the end. Yeah. Okay, now US 30, you can see 34 losses and only 10 wins. So that's like 30% win ratio. And NAS, almost same case, 30 losses and 9 wins. That's like a 30% flat win ratio. And then gold, there were 30 losses with 5 wins. This is below. This is very low. This is a very low win ratio, and I'll be checking to see what's the problem here. Okay, even before I continue, I can show you just something simple. Like you can click gold, and even the other visuals will change to only show performance for gold. Like you can see on gold, the wins were only on Thursday, Wednesday, and Tuesday, right? And most of the losses on gold were on Fridays. So probably next year, I won't be taking gold trades on Fridays. Yeah. Or if I do, maybe see what I'm supposed to change in my system as we continue with these visualizations. Yeah. And then again, you can even see on the month, February, you had 2 wins on gold. And that's the month with the highest wins, number of wins on gold. Yeah. That's it for that one. NAS, same story. You can view the performance of each instrument in across the whole report, right? So let's put this one aside for now and go with a new one, right? I think the next one I'm going to do, okay, now is just to visualize the win ratio itself. You can select a pie chart. Then on this pie chart, you add the outcome, right? Outcome, values, outcome, right? And then you can clearly see the ratios. These are small, I know they can be made to be big. I'll show you later how to do that. For now, it's just to get the overview of the kind of visuals you're supposed to be looking at. Outcome, loss, wins, break even. Losses 67%, wins is 20%, and break evens is 12%. Right. And if you want to view only the losses versus the wins minus the break evens, you can on this tab here, filters, right? Outcome, you can only click the ones you want. Like let's click losses and wins. Now we're only seeing losses and wins. And the win ratio here is 22%. Yeah, it's very small. losses 77%. So yeah, that's how you can filter your visual to show the actual numbers you want them to show. All right. So something else. Let me just do this. Then minimize this. Something else you are supposed to look at is the dates, right? The date, like your distribution of wins and losses throughout the month. So for this one, you can use a stacked column chart. Same with the month. Then yeah, on the x-axis, that's now where you have the date, and on the y-axis, that's where you have the outcomes. Then you're going to filter that by outcomes. All right. Yeah. And something I should fo- I should show you is that yeah, if you want the date the date columns here, you can see they're not arranged in any specific order. If you want them to be arranged like from 1 to 20, from 1 to 31, you can open the Power Query editor again, like here, transform data. Click that again, and then the date column, this one, you put it as a whole number, right? Change type to whole number. Yeah, and then you can close and apply. Yeah, now you can see even the visual has updated itself. It's going to start from date 1 to date 31st. It has arranged itself. Now, what you're seeing here is the distribution of wins and losses and break evens throughout the month. All right, and it's showing you the are the orange ones, and it's showing you on the first few days of the month there are no wins. Right, there's only one win here. Probably this was just some dumb luck. And yeah, from the first few days of the month, there are usually no wins. But when it gets to the middle of the month, some wins start showing up. This is around second and third, no, second week of every month. That's where you start seeing some wins, and the losses kind of get not as big, but they kind of get subdued by the wins, right? And this is around its 18, yeah, 17, 18, 19. This is when there are usually so many wins. And then when you're approaching the end of the month, the break evens are so many, right? Break even outcomes get many. The wins kind of slow down a bit, and the losses, they are also quite a lot. Like you can see here, this is around its 25th of every month, meaning you are taking quite a number of losses. All right, that's it for this one. Count of outcome by date and outcome. I'll show you how it's going to be useful in drawing conclusions about your system. For now, just understand what they are and how to make these visuals for yourself. Okay, now that that's done, there's another one we're supposed to view, which is entry point, right? We're going to view entry point versus outcome to see which entry points are actually giving you the very nice wins. For this one, you can use stacked column chart. On the x-axis, that's where we have the entry points, the various entry points, and then on the y-axis, that's where you have the outcomes, right? And no, it's not supposed to be 100%. It's supposed to be this one. Yeah, this is the one. And then filter it by outcomes, right? So now we can see break even, loss, win. The day, or rather, the what do you call it? The entry point with the most wins is the day low with 17 wins. The day high has only 15 wins and numerous losses to match that. Outcome 17 wins. This is what the entries are the day low and 46 losses. and the day LH, day HL. They're not very. I don't take very many entries here. My main entry points, as you can see, are usually the day low or the day high. That's those are usually my main entry points. And yeah, it's the same like I showed you sometime. If you click any column, the whole visual will change. The whole dashboard will change to show statistics for that specific column you've clicked, right? Yeah. So this is how now you can see, for example, the day high, most wins, or rather, yeah, most wins that you got while trading at the day high actually came on Fridays. Yeah, most wins you got trading at the day high came on Fridays. And if you see here, you can see they're going to be mostly concentrated. This is not even concentrated, they're just spread out across the second, third, and fourth week of the month, right? Yeah, even the assets here, they kind of spread just evenly. All right, another visual you can start by looking at just to get the overview of how your data is looking like is now the type, right? Type, the type of trade, if it's a buy or sell. Um, for this one, you can just use a donuts or yeah, I prefer not to use this one, but because I've clicked it, let me just use it. No, no, we're not going to use that one. We're going to use a stacked column, rather clustered column. Yeah, that's the one I want to use for this one because it's only two types. X-axis, we're going to put type, then on the y-axis we put outcomes, and we filter that by outcomes. So yeah, now we're seeing. Now what this is showing you is buy and sell orders. Because you had very many sell orders, and yeah, you also had very many wins while selling. Buy orders were 14 and you had 48 losses. Sell orders were 24 wins and you had 83 losses. So this is a very small, this kind of very small win ratio. But yeah, again, thanks to all these visuals, you're going to understand how to best reduce the losses, right? So again, if you click one specific instrument, it's going to show you the whole dashboard will adjust to show you the visuals for that specific instrument. Right. I hope you can see this is turning out to be a lot of work because it is a lot of work and it's what's going to help you like improve your trading substantially in the coming years. I'm about to wind up. So let me now show you the PSL. For this one, you can use a pie chart. PSL legend, that's the premature column. Yeah. Premature stop loss. No, yes, and then values. Now you see it's count of premature stop losses. No, yes. This time only 6%, only 12. That's 6% of my trades were taken out at a premature stop loss. If we look at last year's performance, it was around 20%, I think. It was 20 or 12, I think 12. Let me check and see. I don't know if there was a visual for that one. See, yeah, there was. There was a visual for that one, but it's been split by duration. Okay, let me create a new visual somewhere here for that specific PSL. This is the visual here. We're going to go to the combined one and then add PSL. PSL values PSL. Right. So you can see last year we had 13% of my trades were taken out prematurely. I mean, these are 29 trades. 29 trades that could have been wins were it not for the premature stop loss, right? That's what this means. But this year, it was only 12, right? been reduced by over 50%, which is good, but I'll try and make sure this column vanishes completely. I don't want to have any premature stop losses, and that's hence all this kind of work, right? And you can see there has been an improvement here. So let's mhm. The final visual I'll do before now I close this video and start a new one is going to be the trade direction, right? Okay, let's use wait, I'm going to use a budget for this one. Yeah, stack column is fine. Yeah, my apologies. I can see my visuals are looking like they have so many bars. Later I'll show you how the line charts become useful. Yeah, when you're visualizing the times mostly, the line charts become very useful at that point. All right, so this is a bar chart, and we're going to view trade direction, the x-axis versus the outcome. Then we're going to filter this by outcome, right? So what you're seeing here is reversal, continuation, flat. So reversal, you had 26 wins trading reversals, and you had 12 wins trading continuations. 26 versus 97. Oh, that's a lot. And 12 versus 32. Yeah, at least the losses here are kind of minimal. And this is something I tried to improve from last year. I don't know if I had that visual. Let me see. hmm I don't know. No, it wasn't. It wasn't there. But I believe if I filter through some of these, what do you call them? Some of these columns, I will get it. But for now, I won't. So this is what we have: reversal, continuation. There were 26 wins trading the reversals, and we also had so many losses to match up with that. And continuations, same. So if you want to know when the reversals were coming in, you can click this and see where most wins were. Most wins for reversals came on Wednesday, right? Because there are 8 wins trading reversals on Wednesday. On these are the days, that's 6, that's 7. And even if you compare the win ratios here, Wednesday is going to turn out to be your best day trading reversals, right? Yeah, Wednesday going to turn out to be your best day trading reversals. And if you want to click both columns, you have to tap and hold control button and then click the day now you want to view. So now we are viewing both reversal and day Wednesday across the whole report. So now we're seeing most of these reversals on Wednesday that were accurate came from Euro USD. I don't know if it's visible. Don't worry, I'll show you later how now you can organize your report to make it look nice, right? So clicking reversals again, you can see buy, sell, everything is going to filter itself. So now, mhm, I think with that, I am done. Now you have a pretty good idea of what you are supposed to do with your data and how you can start off with the visualizations. Now, in the next video, that's when I'll show you how to, what do you call it? How to now make the whole visual thing to make it look good. So first, you can duplicate that page, and then you can delete most of these visuals. Yeah, now once you have a new page, this is where we'll begin with the next video, showing you now how to start off with making your visuals, or rather making the reports now and making the presentable visuals so that you can start getting the insights and making conclusions on your performance. Don't worry, even later on, I'll show you now how to compare the year over year changes on these 2 years, because this is not the only spreadsheet you can add. This is for 2024. I don't know if you can rename this. Yeah, 2024 4 months. Yeah, it's been renamed now. And then you can also add another column, another table, right? It's not impossible. The column I want to, or the table I want to import is combined 2023. Yeah, now you can see we have both. Yeah, now this is 2023 performance. You can see even the columns have showed up there, 2023, 2024. I'll show you later how to compare the YOY changes and even just to draft some important metrics on this on these numbers, and to show you, yeah, just a lot that you can do. And if you want to gain the most insights from your own performance and actually don't want to say get advice, but actually get to see where you go wrong and where you go right, and which areas you need to improve on. All right, I'll see you in the next video.